Hi. Um, I feel like talking a little bit about love and the misconceptions that we get stuck in when it comes to these ideas of being in love with someone, um, or even the idea of what it means to love yourself. I had a realization this morning. It was actually really beautiful for me. That it's not, I think we know this, but love is not something that is generated by another human being. Love is something that exists. Look, I have a stray here. Love is something that just exists. It's a frequency. It's a state of being that we all have access to. I'm sure you've had moments where, at least I've had this, where I watch the sunrise or the sunset and tears come to my eyes. And it feels like the same feeling as when we say we're in love with someone. And I had that experience with nature. I didn't have that experience with another human. It was just, I just was overcome by that feeling of love. And that's what love is. If you know it, you know it. And it's a almost bliss or ecstasy. I think like love is interchangeable with the word bliss, with the word ecstasy, with just the state of understanding your oneness with life in such a way where you probably don't even formulate that thought in your head, I'm one with life, but just being so one in life that you're just in flow, right? And it just feels good. And that's accessible to each of us every day, every moment. So we have one phrase that people tell us a lot, that you can be in love with someone. And when I interpret that phrase, I really think about choosing to be in the frequency of love with that person, which therefore means that the actual manifestation of how that interaction happens, whatever that relationship is, doesn't have one face. To be married to someone is not to be in love with them. To be someone's daughter or mother doesn't necessarily mean that you're in love with them. To be someone's neighbor doesn't mean that you're in love with them. What means you're in love with them is when you are tapped into that deeper source, that deeper energy, and you're allowing that intuitive knowing to be the thing that guides all of your actions and your interactions in every moment. And when you choose to be connected to that source, you can't help but be kind, patient, forgiving, loving. We use the word loving. You can't help but embody love if you are primarily focused on connecting yourself to that intuitive source, right? And so you interact with people in that way. And then it therefore means that there is no real formula about what a love relationship looks like, apart from the fact that it's characterized primarily by these feelings on both ends of respect and adoration and patience and kindness and love, and not necessarily based on expectation. So that's one thing. I hope that's not too abstract, but that's one thing. The next thing is, we're often told before you can be in love with someone, you have to love yourself. And sometimes that feels frustrating and has felt frustrating to me, because I don't think we all have a true understanding of the nuance of what it means to love yourself. Sometimes it can feel like, oh, so I'm not worthy of being loved because I don't love myself. What does that mean? And of course I love myself, does it? It's not really about that. It's more about the same idea. If we go back to the fact that love is a frequency within which we can all choose to exist at any point in time, right now, you can choose to be in love now. Right? If we agree that love is a frequency that we can choose to exist within at any point in time, then to love yourself, I would probably put a word before that, which is generate love yourself. Right? Generate love yourself, and then you will naturally be in loving relationship to anyone around you. And oftentimes we are probably not quite willing to be loving because it would go against what our ego mind has told us should be the shape of things. I'll give you an example of dating that I've experienced. I have said to potential partners, I love you. I'm grateful for you. I love you. And I have had to at times acknowledge when I had a partner who, out of love for them, I had to leave them. Either because my own habits were so bad that I just was always, attacking them, or just being bad to them. I wasn't giving them what I know they deserved based on my own wounds and what I needed to heal. Or because I could see that at that point in time, what they needed more than anything was a friend and not a lover, because that triggered all sorts of stuff for them. And so for me to say, I love you, I am in this frequency of selflessness with you, often sometimes means separation. And that's the thing, that's something that our ego mind can't necessarily understand. But going back to loving yourself, it's generate love within yourself. And from that place, your interactions, the way you respond to things, everything is gonna flow in that idea and identity of love. And it was just very interesting to me because I was practicing this song this morning. I am ready for love. Why are you hiding from me? I quickly give up my freedom to be held in your captivity. I am ready for love, all of the joy and the pain, and all the time that it takes to stay in your good grace. And there's more, right? And so that song's by India Ari. And I was listening to the song, and at first I was listening to it from the concept of people saying, I'm ready for someone to come love me, right? I'm ready for a partner to come share in love with me. I'm ready for a partner to come bring love to my life, right? So that's kind of like the first context. And I was listening to it, I was like, I don't know. Something about that does not quite feel right to me. And as I was singing the song over and over and really thinking about it, what I'm really hearing is someone crying out to say love, the frequency of love. I'm ready to be in you. I'm ready to do the work it takes to make sure that I'm letting go my ego mind and letting go all of my, traumas and all of these things that keep me out of the frequency of love. I'm ready to commit to love itself. And then from that place, I would love to share that with an object of my devotion who would become your beloved, right? And so our objects of devotions can be our dog, it can be our plants, it can be our house, it can be your romantic partner, it can be your friends. Your object of devotion can be anything in this whole world that you are just deciding you're going to channel love to, but love is its own thing. And so when we say we love ourselves, we generate love within ourselves daily, moment by moment, hourly. And from that place, we're able to respond from a place of love to whatever life brings to us. And so for me, I think of it like surfing. I was on the beach. My clothes looks like I'm on the beach today, right? Querétaro is so funny. Like in the day, it's good. It's nice. It's my kind of weather. But at the night and morning, it's like really freezing. But I was on the beach and I was watching these surfers. And I was saying to myself, these surfers always fall. Even when they have a good wave, they always fall. That's just a part of surfing. And then they get back up. Or they come out when they need a break and they take a break and then they go back. But a part of surfing is falling. And I thought of being in love the same way. As humans, we're always just trying to surf this wave of love, this frequency that is just vast to like the ocean, vaster than the ocean, right? And the ocean is pretty vast, but I'm sure you could measure it. But love, you can't. So it's vaster than the ocean. And we're trying to flow with it, and sometimes it takes us into a romantic relationship, and sometimes we fall out of that, and sometimes it takes us into relationships with our family and fall out of that, and sometimes it takes us into our business or career relationship and we fall out of that, and then we just keep surfing, just keep surfing. Just be love. Just be. That is love. There's this poem by Rumi that says, There is nothing that is not me. Be still. Love. So I leave you with that. There is nothing that is not love. Be still.